Hello there, viewers. Welcome back. It's episode number 3 that I'm recording this now. You already knew that. But when I'm recording this, Everton are top of the league. Everton are top of the league. I mean, Liverpool's just lost 7-2 to Aston Villa. United lost 6-1 to Tottenham, but nobody's really that surprised about that. And I just didn't see that coming. And now it's made to look what I've done as rather bad, hasn't it? Shall we recap? But yes, here we go, viewers. Obviously, this is the end of season number 4. I'm going to quickly recap how we've been doing so far throughout this campaign of trying to win the Premier League with Everton. Now, we will get on to season number 5 and season number 6, but we left off outside of the European places in 7th position. It wasn't great, okay, that's fine, but we do have some good performers. Sebastiano Esposito being one of them. In the cup competitions, though, we've done very well in the cup competitions recently. Knocked out the semi-final of the Europa League by Lazio. We were runner-up of the FA Cup, knocked out the quarter-final. But, viewers, we did manage to win the Europa League too, and that's a trophy that everyone wants. But if we're talking just league campaign, what the aim of this series, this very short 4-part series to do in 7 deadly seasons, this is how we've been getting on. So we've actually gone down slightly because we did finish in 5th place. We also finished in 7th again, which is where we qualified for the Europa League 2. And a nice little 5th place there at the start of this league campaign, the very first season. Quite a good first season, to be honest. Not too bad with Carlo Ancelotti's team, what he has right now. Interestingly, by the way, staff members, the assistant manager is Ancelotti's son. So that's who's taking charge of the team when I'm holidaying it. There we go. I know people are mentioning in the comments already of the first couple of videos how I should be winning this league within 5 seasons. But you just need to remember, and I think I'm going to have to go to full screen just to establish this even more. Please remember that this is a simulation. I'm not playing the games. I'm literally picking the tactic, picking the players that I want to play as much as possible, and holidaying it. So that means that they might be really unfit and they're getting picked, but it's a sacrifice I have to make. It also might mean that some of the players, when they are not fit and they can't play, worse players are getting picked than what I would have picked. It also means that they won't change tactic during the game and stuff like that. So there's a number of different reasons why that playing the actual game yourself is you're more likely to be more successful. And yes, maybe I would potentially be looking at winning the league within 5 or 6 seasons if I was actually controlling Everton, but I'm not. It's Carlo Ancelotti's son, and I'm telling him what to do, and I'm off to Barbados for 10 months. Before I come back and make some signings. So there we go. Enough trying to make excuses. Yes, I am wearing a very retro Barcelona top. It also has Ronaldo on the back. So, you know, if you think about it, before he got all his injuries and put on loads of weight, one of the best strikers around. Ronaldo wasn't bad either. Hey! That's not going to go down well. Okay, viewers, we're at the 12th of August, 2023. This is the start of season number 5, and we have spent a lot of money, viewers, because we don't have a transfer budget. It does say original budget was 0 as well. Let's take a look at it, because it's been so long since I actually did this. I don't actually remember who it was that we signed. Anyway, let's go. So, on the transfer history, yes, I do kind of remember this now. What a transfer window we had. So we'll establish the outs. We had one big name leaving, Mason Holgate, £30 million for our substitute. So it's not too bad. We actually quite unfortunately lost the 2 youngsters that we bought at the start. So he's actually developed quite nicely into a very good player. And Antonio Noves, who he could be good in the future, but he's also left. Neither of them wanted to sign new deals. Fine. Have it your way then. We also lost Yerry Mina. Just never going to be good enough. Anyway, on the ins though, we've had some really good signings. We'll start off with this regen, Riquelme. Now, we might see Riquelme in a couple of seasons' time. Right now though, I think it might be best to put him down in the reserves or, loan him out. He's just 18 years of age. He's 6'3". He does have some really good attributes, and at 144 current ability, I was not going to pass that up, viewers. He's already played for 2 Brazilian clubs. He moved to Sao Paulo for 180k from Flamengo, and then we bought him for £17 million after just playing 21 games for them. But I think you'll agree it was worth the money. Now, these 2 players are probably 2 of the best French wonder kids in the game, and we have managed to purchase them for Everton. 2 players who will bolster our defence. Renan Lodi is good. He's not as good as Ait Nori, though, is he? And look how good Ait Nori already is, and he does have some potential left in him. 22 years of age, 160 current ability. We bought him for £30 million, and I think he's going to be just the best left back in the world, and that's what we need right now. We need to make sure we're filling these gaps with the best players that we possibly can, and Ryan Ait-Nouri is just improving our side and then some. But finally, viewers, Jean-Claire Todibo from Barcelona. You guys might have signed him in your previous saves. He's better than the defenders that we have. He only has a current ability of 157, but I do think he's been quite neglected. He played a lot of games last season, but the seasons before that, hardly any. He was even reduced to Barcelona B for 3 games in the first season, and that's really disappointing. We managed to pick him up for £41 million. I think that's worth it. We are paying him quite a lot of wages, yes, but we do have the money available now, viewers, with a lot of European football becoming available to us as well. There are some glaring obvious problems with his positioning work, maybe. Marking could be slightly better, but he's 6'3", great jump and reaches physicals. He's a beast, really. 18 pace, you can't argue with that. Strength 16, lovely stuff. I'm happy with it. He's also a ball-playing defender because he has good passing ability as well. I'm happy. He is going to slot right into our defence. So 2 French defenders coming in who are better than the defenders that we've had before. That, to me, is a big thumbs up. If we do look at the tactic, this is the tactic we have going forward. So it's a custom 4-4-2, to be honest. A gegenpress 4-4-2. And I quite like it. And I do quite like it. It's very... Yes, Vishkaran is not going to get the best use out of him on this right-hand side. Maybe Talles Magno is better further forward, but we need to be aware of ourselves defensively as well as going forward. So I think this is probably the best thing for us. We are slotting in buy-in into the side as well as a full-time player now, because I think he has tons of potential. We spent a lot of money on him early on from Nantes, and I think he's going to be good for us. So Alan is going to drop out. Van den Beek and Mbaye is going to slot in that centre midfield. Barbosa and Esposito up top. I do like that strike force, and that is the team that we have going forward. A lot of great players that we have to fill the boots if one of these players are injured. But as a first 11, I do like it. I think going forward, maybe a Pickford change. Pickford isn't too good, but I think other than that, maybe filling a good right midfielder and finding Vishkaran a different place on the pitch. That could be the way forward in the future. So, it's about time we see how we've done in season number 5. Let's go. And here we are. It is the 1st of June 2024, and we finished in 5th place. Just outside the top 4, 2 points, so we've got a lot better than the season we had previously. It is disappointing though, isn't it? Obviously, we didn't have Europe this year, but we have qualified for Europa League next year. FA Cup, we won it, viewers. So that's also really good. We won the FA Cup. We've come close a couple of times. We've won the FA Cup. We beat Arsenal in the final of that FA Cup. So let's take a look at it and see who did the business for us. A 1-0 victory. Esposito with 7 goals. You're going to see that name a lot. And he scored the winner in the final. So that's great. You might also notice a name in there that we didn't mention at the start, and we will allude to that because I did come back halfway through the season, of course in January, and I did make a couple of signings and maybe sold a player. So the second time so far that we have won the FA Cup, including the first season. I'm quite happy with that result. Now, transfers halfway through the season, like I mentioned. What a signing this is, by the way. On a free transfer, Hamed Junior Traore. Now, he is very good. From Sassuolo, you guys might know about him already, but he does have really high potential in the game, and he sits at 172 current ability. Look how good he is. 172 current ability. He is a phenomenal player, so I'm welcoming him into the club for a free transfer. You can't go wrong with that, viewers. You just can't. So, we actually spent a lot of money, viewers. £101 million on Pedri. And that is because Talis Magno, £111 million. Manchester City came in for him halfway through the season. It was in his release clause. He left. He's gone. We tried offering him a new deal. As good as Talis Magno is, that is a lot of money. And we've managed to bring in Pedri, who arguably is a better player. He will grow into a better player anyway. And he can play in a number of positions as well. So I'm happy with the business that we've managed to do. A slight profit. It is an inconvenience. And I probably wouldn't have done the deal if I had the decision of keeping Talis Magno or Pedri. I would just kept Talis Magno because I don't want to disrupt the balance too much. But Pedri, once I knew Talis Magno was gone, Pedri was the big standout player that we could potentially sign. So I went for him, and we got him. So that's good. If we look at the squad then, let's look at the squad. Esposito has scored 40 goals in this league campaign of 47 games. 6 assists, very good. Gabriel Barbosa, 20 goals. He's just slightly not as good as what I hoped. All the attributes are there in the right places. I just don't know what it is about Barbosa. Maybe it's the physicals, because Esposito's physicals are far better, but his technicals aren't as great. Well, he has some really good technicals, to be fair. I think also he's our penalty taker, so he scored 4 out of the 6 penalties. That adds a little bit, but not as much as obviously he is goals ahead. And he's even playing for his national team now, and he's got 6 and 9 for them. So he's doing very well, a 21-year-old. 6'2", he's extremely good. Vishkarin on that right-hand side is not getting utilised as best as what he potentially could. But Mbai has the most assists this season. Not as many assists as what we've seen in previous years in this formation. But I think it's like working and more solid defensively, so that could be the reason why maybe we're conceding less goals and scoring less goals, but ultimately the results are weighing up much better, and he's getting a lot better with that first team football, as you can see, Lamine Mbai, so I'm quite happy with that. Average rating, there's no surprises. Esposito and Mbai are the 2 highest there, Vishkarin and Gabriel Barbosa in behind. So Barbosa, still a good season, you got to be happy with that, to be honest. In the schedule wise then, we've had some funky results yet again, viewers. Some good wins there against Liverpool in the Carabao Cup. So it's very weird. Like, I don't know what it is with this Everton team, and you'll probably see this in previous episodes as well when I've gone over it. We beat teams like Tottenham here, who we know are champions a couple of years ago. 5-1, Barbosa, hat-trick, lovely. And then you go and lose to Leicester, 3-0, 2 games later. And it's just very bizarre and random. We had a very bad February, just 1 win, and it was a friendly. So that's obviously our downside here. Our February could be a lot better, because our December and January, it was very hit and miss, and we ended up losing that. But look how good March was. Back with a bang in March. Not losing a game, not even drawing a game. We even beat Liverpool in there. Beating Liverpool again in the FA Cup semi-final. And then this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I mean, I've clicked on Barbosa there. That's not what I meant to do. We beat Man City 6-0. 6-0 after losing to Norwich and Southampton. 3-1 and 2-1. And then we don't even concede a goal against Manchester City, and we beat them 6-0. Esposito with a hat-trick. Nori getting on the score sheet. It's just so weird, viewers. It's very weird and bizarre, but there we go. So overall, I think quite a successful season. I'd like to push into that top 4 space in our final year before we go into the final season of the next episode. So I don't know why I said final year. Final year of this episode, anyway. Okay, let's have a look at pre-season of season number 6. So, the 9th of August, 2024, and we are playing West Ham in a day's time. We beat Manchester United in the Community Shield, 1-1, and then we beat them on penalties. Lovely stuff. Okay, transfer-wise, have we done any business in the transfer window? We have, viewers, because we have sold a couple of players. Now, the players that we have sold, Alan, £5 million, that's fine. Isaac Werner, never heard of him, up to £11 million. Yari Vishkarin, for £60 million, went to Manchester City, and then we bought Phil Foden off them. So no idea why they don't want Phil Foden. I think he's a better player than Vishkarin. He has a higher current ability of 168. Vishkarin was 162, I think. And he's English and he plays in more, well, the same kind of positions, but he's English. He counts as homegrown and I don't know. But we got Phil Foden anyway and a bit of profit. So I think quite astute business there, as well as getting Traore and Castrovilli. I mean, 164 current ability. Yes, he's another centre midfielder. Yes, we may maybe not need another centre midfielder. But how can you say no when he only wants 110k a week? He's a free transfer for a 160 current ability player. And look how good he is. Like, as a Mazzala on attack, he will be exceptionally good. Very good dribbling. I mean, he's 5'10", so he's no small player. I just like him all around. He's a very good player. Only jump reach and long throws that are not yellow or over 12 or 11. He's a great player. I'm very happy with the Italian joining our club. Left Fiorentina on a free transfer. We welcome him into the side. So, very good. Tactic-wise then, we have changed tactic yet again. And that is because, viewers, we kind of sold a lot of our wingers and we kind of have a lot of good centre midfielders. So I kind of want to go with this and see what we can do going forward. Now Phil Foden, and we have Hamed Traore and Castrovilli and Phil Foden, all in this centre midfield area, all fine positions with Donny van de Beek and Mbai. So we have, and Pedri, of course. We've got an abundance of players. We've got abundance of players that maybe we don't necessarily all need, but that's by the by. We also have this man, viewers, out on loan, and I've loaned him out for a couple of seasons now. And if we do have a look, he's very close. He has 1 day left before he gets his nationality and can play in this country. So, for the third season, I loaned him out. When I have the ability to recall him, which will be very soon, I'm going to recall him and I can start playing him because he is better than Jordan Pickford. I think so, and he has some development still to go. He's 6'2". He's a very good goalkeeper. I've had him out on loan because he could not get a work permit. That's the little trick for you. Send him out to Spain for a few seasons. So there we go. Okay. That's pretty much what we have in store for us. Do we have the group? We don't have the group yet for the Europa League. You're going to have to wait until the end of the season. Let's go to the end of the season. End of season number 6. And look where we have finished. In third place. Not too bad. Only 9 points behind champions Manchester United. Finally. Sebastiano Esposito ruining the player stats with Pedri. 19 assists. Great to see. Like I mentioned just before we left, Thales Mantovani has been playing for us. We've managed to recall him. We have been playing him quite a lot. We started playing him in January. And in 17 appearances, only conceding 14 goals and 7 clean sheets. So we're very happy with his performances so far throughout this. Look how good we did, though, in all competitions. We finished in third place. We were runners-up in the Europa League to Chelsea, and we were runners-up in the Carabao Cup to Liverpool. So we've had an almost season, to be honest, and I think Everton fans, it would be one of those seasons where you're absolutely gutted, but when you look back on it, you think, that was a bloody good season. You know, we had 2 really good cup runs, one in the Europa League and a European competition, and we finished third in the league behind Liverpool and Manchester United. You can't really argue with that, but of course, we have one more season, and we really want to win that Premier League. Let's have a look then at some of these stats. Goals-wise, it is one man again. Gabriel Barbosa is really slacking now. Only down to 11 goals in this 2-man formation up top. 38 goals in 61 appearances for Esposito. He just keeps getting better and better. In the league, it's not as good as his season before where he got 31 in the league, which is phenomenal, by the way. Pedri there with the most assists, 19, 15 from Phil Foden, who played roughly the same amount of games, had a few more off the bench, and Mbai even getting 25 appearances on and off the bench. Got himself 10 assists as well, so quite happy with that. How has he developed in 163? Look at that. An exceptionally good player now, playing around some really good players around him. So we do have an abundance of extremely good players that we're all giving games to. Donny van de Beek probably is missing out the most. He's still playing 41 appearances though. That's why I haven't filled out those roles, because they can all be rotated whenever they need to be. Even Guendouzi managed to pick up 6 appearances, viewers. Remember Guendouzi and Bazoa? even all of these players are still getting some performances. So not too bad, to be honest. I'm quite happy with the performances that they have managed to accumulate this season. And if we do look at the last thing here, average rating, 7.41 average rating for Esposito. It's very bloody good. And Max Aaron's even there. The fullback, the right back, managing to pick up a 7.39. So we've got to be quite happy with that. Pedri has developed as well into a very good player, as we can see here. Better than whoever we sold for him, Vishkaran. Reinhard Nori, again, unbelievable player. We're just building a bit of a squad now, viewers. Tadibo getting better and better as well, up to 162 current ability. Marking's better again. Positioning, which I have been training, by the way, viewers. Training, defensive positioning, up to 15. There we go. It was down. It was like 12 or something like that. Something crap. So across the season and a bit that we've had him, we've been developing him into a better defender, and I think that shows because he's putting in some good performances going forward. Even picking up 6 goals. So we're happy with that. Him and Ben Godfrey putting up a nice little combination that we have at the back here. Lovely stuff. Okay, viewers, that is the end of this episode. We have one more episode to go where we will overview and we will finish season number 7. So I hope you've enjoyed this series so far. If you have done, you know exactly what to do. Smash that like button. Let me know down in the comments what type of club you would like me to do. What type of competition you'd like me to win. There's been a few really good shouts of like some lower reputation leagues, maybe trying to win the Europa League. That's something that I'm really interested with doing in this 7-year challenge. Like a Zenit as well, winning the Champions League with a Russian club. I think that is doable. It's going to be a challenge though, but that's what we like about this series. I'm not doing it with like the Liverpools and people like that. I'm trying to challenge myself and do it within 7 seasons, and I hope, as much as I obviously didn't manage to win the Premier League yet, we have 1 season, so our chances are quite slim of winning that Premier League. We have built up an extremely good side though. I hope you can appreciate that it's more for the entertainment value and more for the challenge value, rather than, oh look, we can complete every single challenge that I put in front of me. So viewers, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to smash that like button. Hit the Patreon page if you want some early access to some videos or to sponsor a player. And here is a video that I think you might like.